Maya had always been the type of person who noticed things others missed. Maybe that's why she spotted them first. 4 furry shapes moving behind the old brick building at the end of her street. It was a Tuesday evening in October when she first saw the dogs through her kitchen window while washing dishes. There was something about the way they moved together that caught her attention. They weren't just random strays wandering around. These dogs had a system, a family structure that was clear even from a distance. The biggest one, a German Shepherd mix with gray around his muzzle, walked in front. Behind him came 2 medium-sized dogs, one brown and white, the other mostly black. And trailing behind them all was a smaller golden-colored female who seemed to watch everything with careful eyes. Maya found herself setting down her dish towel and moving closer to the window. The dogs had stopped near an old dumpster, and she watched as the big gray dog sniffed around first. Only after he gave some invisible signal did the others approach. It was like watching a well-rehearsed dance. The golden dog was different from the others. While they moved with confidence, she hung back. Her ears were always up listening, her head turned at every sound. Maya could tell she was the lookout, the one keeping everyone safe while they searched for food. That night, Maya couldn't stop thinking about them. She had lived in this neighborhood for 3 years, but had never really noticed the stray dog problem. These 4 weren't causing trouble or making noise. They were just trying to survive together, and something about that touched her heart. The next evening, Maya found herself looking out the window again at the same time. Sure enough, the pack appeared right on schedule. This time, she watched more carefully. The golden dog positioned herself where she could see in all directions while the others ate whatever scraps they found. When a car drove by, she was the first to alert the group. When it started to drizzle, she guided them toward shelter under an old loading dock. Maya noticed the golden dog barely ate anything. She would wait until the others were done, then quickly grab whatever was left. Even then, she kept looking around, making sure no danger was coming their way. It was clear she put everyone else's needs before her own. By the 3rd night, Maya had made a decision. She scraped her leftover dinner into a container and quietly walked outside. Her heart pounded as she approached the fence that separated her apartment complex from the vacant lot where the dogs spent their evenings. The pack noticed her immediately. The big gray dog stepped forward, not aggressive but alert. The 2 middle dogs moved behind him, but it was the golden dog who surprised Maya the most. Instead of running away, she positioned herself between Maya and the others, ready to protect her family if needed. Maya set the container down near the fence and backed away slowly. "It's okay," she whispered. "I'm not going to hurt you." For several minutes, none of the dogs moved. Then the gray dog approached cautiously, sniffed the air, and looked at the food. Maya held her breath. Finally, he took a careful step forward, then another. Soon he was eating, and the others joined him, all except the golden dog who kept watching Maya with intelligent brown eyes. Even after the others finished eating and moved away, the golden dog stayed for a moment longer. She tilted her head, slightly, as if trying to figure out what kind of human Maya was. Then she turned and trotted after her pack, but not before looking back once more. That look stayed with Maya all night. There was something in those eyes, not just wariness, but a deep sadness. This dog had seen things, experienced losses that Maya could only imagine. Yet she still took care of her family every single day. Maya started bringing food regularly. She learned the pack's schedule and began to understand their personalities. The gray dog was clearly the leader, making decisions about where to go and when to move. The brown and white dog was playful, sometimes trying to get the others to chase or wrestle. The black dog was the most skittish, always ready to run at the first sign of trouble. But the golden dog remained the most fascinating. Maya started calling her Luna in her mind, though she never said the name out loud. Luna was the heart of the group. She groomed the others when they were hurt, She shared her food even when she was hungry. She stayed awake during storms while the others huddled together for warmth. Maya began to look forward to these evening visits more than she expected. After long days at her office job, watching the pack gave her a sense of peace. Their loyalty to each other, their simple routine of survival and care, felt more genuine than most human relationships she had experienced. Luna began to recognize Maya, too. She would watch from her usual lookout position, but her posture was less tense now. Sometimes Maya caught her sitting a little closer to the fence than necessary. Once, when Maya was running late, she saw Luna looking toward the apartment building as if waiting. Winter was coming, and Maya worried about how the pack would handle the cold. She started leaving out old blankets and towels along with the food. The dogs used everything, creating a small shelter area where they could stay warm together. One evening in November, Maya watched as the pack settled down for the night. They arranged themselves in a tight circle, with Luna taking the outside position as always. Even in sleep, she was protecting her family. Maya smiled sadly, wondering what it would be like to have that kind of loyalty, that sense of belonging to something bigger than yourself. She had no idea that everything was about to change forever. Maya woke up that Wednesday morning with a strange feeling in her chest. She couldn't explain it, but something felt wrong. She made her coffee and walked to the kitchen window like she did every morning, expecting to see the pack sleeping in. Their usual spot under the loading dock. The lot was empty. At first, Maya thought maybe they had just moved to a different area. Dogs did that sometimes, especially when the weather changed, but as she got ready for work, she kept glancing outside. No movement, no familiar shapes, just empty concrete and scattered leaves. All day at work, Maya found herself distracted. She kept thinking about Luna and the others. Maybe they had found a better place to stay. Maybe someone else was feeding them now. She tried to convince herself that everything was fine, but the worried feeling in her stomach wouldn't go away. When Maya got home that evening, she immediately looked out the window. Still nothing. She decided to walk over to the lot and see if there were any clues about where the pack might have gone. That's when she saw Luna. The golden dog was sitting alone by the fence in the exact spot where Maya used to leave food. But something was terribly wrong. Luna's head hung low, and her whole body seemed smaller somehow. When she saw Maya approaching, she didn't move. She just looked up with eyes that were filled with a sadness so deep it took Maya's breath away. Luna, Maya whispered, using the name she had never said out loud before. Where are the others? As if understanding the question, Luna let out a soft whine and looked toward the empty loading dock. Then she walked slowly to 3 different spots in the lot and lay down in each one for a few moments before moving to the next. Maya realized, with horror, that Luna was showing her where her family used to sleep. Maya's neighbor, Mrs. Chen, was working in her garden nearby. Maya called out to her, hoping for answers. "Oh, you mean those stray dogs?" Mrs. Chen said, shaking her head sadly. "Animal control came yesterday morning. The city had complaints about them. They took 3 of them away in their truck." Maya's heart sank. What happens to dogs when animal control takes them? Mrs. Chen's expression grew even sadder. "Well, they go to the shelter first. But you know how it is. The shelter is always full, and older dogs, like that big gray one, they don't usually find homes, especially strays who aren't used to people." Maya felt sick. She knew what Mrs. Chen was trying to say without saying it directly. The pack members who had been caught were likely gone forever. Only Luna had escaped, probably because she was the most careful, always watching for danger. Maya spent that evening sitting by the fence with Luna. The dog wouldn't let her get too close, but she didn't run away either. Every few minutes, Luna would get up and walk to one of the spots where her pack used to gather, then return to sit by Maya. She was clearly waiting for them to come back. The next morning, Maya woke up early and looked outside. Luna was still there, lying in the same position. She hadn't moved all night. Maya quickly got dressed and brought out some food and water. Luna sniffed the food, but didn't eat. Instead, she picked up a piece of chicken in her mouth and carried it to the spot where the gray dog used to sleep. She set it down carefully, as if saving it for him. Then she did the same thing at the other spots, dividing the food among the places where her missing family members used to rest. Maya watched this heartbreaking ritual and felt tears running down her face. Luna was trying to feed dogs who would never come back. She was keeping their places ready, maintaining the pack routine even though she was completely alone. By the second day, Maya was seriously worried. Luna had barely eaten anything and seemed to be getting weaker. She would pace around the lot at the times when the pack used to be active, then sit and stare at the street as if hoping to see familiar shapes coming home. At night, Luna tried to sleep in the spot where the pack used to huddle together, but she couldn't seem to get comfortable. Maya watched from her window as Luna would curl up, then get up and move to a different spot, then try again. Without her family's warmth and protection, she couldn't rest. The worst part was the sounds Luna made. During the quiet evening hours, she would let out long, mournful cries that echoed through the empty lot. These weren't regular dog barks. They were calls, hoping her family would hear and respond. Each howl seemed to carry all the grief and confusion of a heart that didn't understand why everyone she loved had disappeared. Maya found herself crying along with Luna. She had never realized how much the pack meant to her own daily routine until they were gone. For months, watching them had brought her joy and peace. Now, seeing Luna's pain felt like losing friends she had never really gotten to know. On the third day, dark clouds gathered overhead. Maya watched anxiously as Luna continued her lonely vigil in the lot. When the first drops of rain began to fall, Luna did something that broke Maya's heart completely. She ran to each of the spots where her pack members used to sleep and tried to cover them with leaves and debris, as if protecting beds for dogs who would never need them again. As the storm grew stronger, Luna had nowhere to go. The pack used to huddle together for warmth and comfort during bad weather. Now she was completely alone, shivering in the rain with no one to comfort her. Maya made a decision that would change both their lives. She couldn't watch Luna suffer anymore. Whether the grieving dog trusted her or not, Maya was going to help. Some things were more important than fear, and love always found a way to bridge the gap between broken hearts. Maya grabbed her raincoat and stepped into the storm. The wind was getting stronger, and she could see Luna huddled against the fence, soaking wet and shivering. For 3 days, Maya had watched this heartbroken dog wait for a family that would never return. Enough was enough. "Luna!" Maya called softly as she approached the fence. The golden dog looked up, her fur plastered against her body from the rain. Her eyes held the same deep sadness. But now there was something else: exhaustion. She was giving up. Maya had never tried to touch Luna before. For months, they had maintained their careful distance, but tonight was different. Tonight, Luna needed help whether she wanted it or not. Maya opened the small gate that led into the lot. Luna watched her approach, but didn't run away. She was too tired, too heartbroken to care anymore. When Maya knelt down beside her, Luna just looked at her with those expressive brown eyes that seemed to say, "I have nowhere else to go." "It's okay, girl," Maya whispered, gently placing her hand on Luna's wet head. Luna flinched slightly, but didn't pull away. "You don't have to be alone anymore." Getting Luna into the apartment wasn't easy. The dog had never been inside a building before, and every sound, the creak of stairs, the jingle of Maya's keys, the hum of the refrigerator, made her freeze in fear. Maya had to be patient, coaxing Luna forward one step at a time. Finally, they made it inside. Maya quickly grabbed some old towels and tried to dry Luna off, But the dog immediately backed into the corner of the living room and sat down, pressing herself against the wall. She was inside, but she clearly didn't want to be there. Maya set up a comfortable bed in the corner using pillows and blankets, placed food and water nearby, then sat down on the opposite side of the room. Luna watched every move Maya made, ready to run if needed. But where could she go? She was trapped inside this strange, scary place with a human she barely knew. For the first few hours, Luna didn't move from her corner. Maya tried talking too, her in a gentle voice, but Luna just stared with wide, frightened eyes. This was completely different from their routine by the fence. Here, Luna felt exposed and vulnerable. Maya realized she needed to give Luna space and time. She went about her normal evening routine, making dinner, reading, watching a little television, while speaking quietly to Luna now and then. "You're safe here," she would say. "No one's going to hurt you." Luna didn't touch the food or water that first night. She sat in her corner, occasionally getting up to pace nervously around the room's edges. Maya could hear her moving around even after she went to bed. The poor dog was too scared and confused to rest. The next morning, Maya found that Luna had barely touched anything. The food was still there, the water was full, and Luna was back in her corner looking even more anxious than before. Maya's heart ached seeing her like this. Maya tried a different approach. Instead of trying to interact with Luna directly, she simply went about her daily routine while talking out loud about everything she was doing. "I'm making coffee now," Maya would say. "The weather looks better today. I bet you're missing the sunshine." She would read parts of her book out loud, describe what she was cooking for dinner, even tell Luna about her day at work. Slowly, very slowly, Luna began to relax. By the third day, she was watching Maya with curiosity instead of just fear. When Maya sat on the floor to read, Luna would tilt her head as if listening to the story. The first real breakthrough came when Maya accidentally dropped a book. The loud noise made Luna jump up, but instead of cowering in fear, she looked at Maya with what seemed like concern. For just a moment, her protective instincts overcame her fear. "I'm okay, Luna," Maya said softly. "Just clumsy me." Something changed in Luna's expression when she heard her name spoken with such kindness. Maya had been saying it for days, but this time, Luna seemed to really hear it. Her tail, which had been tucked under her body since the rescue, twitched slightly. Maya decided to try something new. Instead of sitting on the couch or chair, she sat on the floor across the room from Luna with a book. She read quietly, occasionally glancing up to smile at Luna before returning to her reading. After about an hour, Maya noticed that Luna had moved. Not toward her, but she was no longer pressed against the wall. She had moved a few inches closer, to the center of the room. It was tiny progress, but it was progress. Each day brought small victories. Luna started eating when Maya wasn't looking directly at her. She began exploring the apartment during the night when Maya was asleep. Maya would wake up to find food bowls moved to different locations, or catch a glimpse of golden fur disappearing around a corner. The biggest breakthrough came after 2 weeks. Maya was having a particularly hard day at work and came home feeling stressed and sad. She sat on her couch and, without thinking, started crying quietly about her own problems. She was surprised to hear soft footsteps approaching. Luna had left her corner and was standing a few feet away, watching Maya with those intelligent eyes. For the first time since the rescue, Luna wasn't looking afraid. She was looking concerned. Maya stopped crying and looked at Luna. "I'm sorry," she whispered. "I didn't mean to upset you." But Luna wasn't upset. She was doing what she had always done with her pack, checking on someone who seemed hurt or sad. Slowly, carefully, she took one step closer to Maya, then another. Maya held her breath as Luna approached the couch. The dog stopped just out of arm's reach, but for the first time she was choosing to be close to Maya, instead of as far away as possible. They sat like that for several minutes. Maya on the couch, Luna standing nearby, both of them processing this new level of trust. It wasn't much, but it felt like everything. For the first time since losing her pack, Luna had voluntarily chosen to comfort another living being. That night, Maya fell asleep on the couch while reading. When she woke up in the morning, she discovered something that made her heart soar. Luna was sleeping on the floor right next to the couch, not touching, but closer than she had ever been. Luna was finally starting to understand that she wasn't alone anymore. Over the next few weeks, Maya watched Luna slowly come back to life. It wasn't a straight path. Some days were better than others. But gradually, the scared, heartbroken dog who had hidden in the corner began to show glimpses of who she really was underneath all that pain. Luna started following Maya around the apartment, always keeping a safe distance, but clearly wanting to be part of whatever Maya was doing. When Maya cooked dinner, Luna would lie in the kitchen doorway. When Maya watched television, Luna would settle on the floor nearby. She was rebuilding her pack instincts, but this time with just one member. The hardest time for Luna was still nighttime. Maya noticed that as soon as the sun went down, Luna would become restless and anxious. She would pace around the apartment, whining softly and looking toward the door. Maya realized that nighttime had always been pack time. When Luna's family would gather close together for warmth and protection, Maya tried everything she could think of to help Luna feel secure at night. She left lights on, played soft music, even tried sleeping on the couch so Luna wouldn't feel alone. But nothing seemed to work. Luna would spend most of the night walking around, unable to settle down and rest properly. One evening, Maya was reading in bed when she heard Luna's familiar pacing in the hallway. The sound was different this time, though. Less frantic, more thoughtful. Maya looked up to see Luna standing in the bedroom doorway, shifting her weight from paw to paw like she was trying to make a decision. "What is it, girl?" Maya asked softly, setting down her book. Luna took one careful step into the bedroom, then stopped. She looked at Maya, then at the bed, then back at Maya. It was clear she wanted something, but Maya wasn't sure what. Maya patted the bed gently. "Do you want to come up here?" Luna's ears perked up at the invitation, but she still hesitated. The bed represented something completely new, a level of trust and closeness she had never experienced with a human. But it also looked warm and safe, and Luna was tired of being afraid all the time. Very slowly, Luna approached the bed. She sniffed around the edges, making sure it was safe. Then, with great care, she placed her front paws on the mattress and looked at Maya for permission. "It's okay, Luna. Come on up." Luna jumped onto the bed and immediately moved to the very foot, as far from Maya as possible while still sharing the same space. She turned in a circle 3 times, then curled up into a tight ball, watching Maya carefully to make sure this was really allowed. Maya's heart filled with joy. This was huge progress. Luna had chosen to trust her enough to share sleeping space, something that would have been unthinkable just weeks before. That first night, Luna barely slept. She kept one eye open, ready to jump down and run if needed. But she stayed on the bed all night, and in the morning, Maya could see she looked more rested than she had since the rescue. The next night, Luna jumped onto the bed without being invited. This time, she settled down a little closer to the middle. Night by night, she moved slightly closer to Maya, though she always maintained some distance. Maya began to understand that Luna was healing in her own way and on her own timeline. Some days, Luna would be playful and curious, exploring the apartment and even bringing Maya her toys. Other days, the grief would hit her again, and she would lie sadly by the window, looking out at the world with those deep, thoughtful eyes. Maya learned to read Luna's moods and give her what she needed. On sad days, Maya would sit quietly nearby, letting Luna know she wasn't alone but not pushing for interaction. On good days, they would play gentle games or go for short walks in the neighborhood. The walks were especially important for Luna's healing. At first, she was terrified to go outside, remembering the trauma of losing her pack. But gradually, she began to enjoy the fresh air and familiar smells. Maya noticed that Luna was always alert and protective during these walks, positioning herself between Maya and any potential threats. Her guardian instincts were coming back. One evening, about 2 months after the rescue, something magical happened. Maya was having a difficult day at work and came home feeling stressed and overwhelmed. She sat on the couch and put her head in her hands, feeling like crying. Luna, who had been napping in the hallway, immediately got up and walked over to Maya. But instead of just watching from a distance like she usually did, Luna gently placed her head on Maya's knee. Maya looked down in amazement. Luna was offering comfort, just like she used to do with her pack members. Those soft brown eyes looked up at Maya with such kindness and understanding that Maya's stress melted away. "Thank you, Luna," Maya whispered, gently stroking Luna's golden fur. Luna leaned into the touch, finally allowing herself to fully accept Maya's affection. From that moment on, their relationship changed. Luna began to trust Maya completely. She would greet Maya at the door when she came home from work, bring her favorite toys to share, and even started sleeping closer on the bed. But the most beautiful change was in Luna's confidence. She began to carry herself differently. Head up, tail wagging occasionally, eyes bright with interest in the world around her. She was still the same gentle, caring soul she had always been, but the constant fear was finally fading away. Maya realized that they had both been healing together. Taking care of Luna had given Maya's life new purpose and meaning. Coming home to a loyal, loving companion had made her apartment feel like a real home for the first time. Luna had learned that losing one family didn't mean she could never love again, and Maya had discovered that sometimes the greatest gifts come wrapped in the most unexpected packages. Like a heartbroken stray dog who just needed someone to believe in her again. As winter turned to spring, Maya and Luna had created their own little pack of two. Luna had found her protector, and Maya had found her most faithful friend. Neither of them would ever be alone again. A year had passed since that stormy night when Maya brought Luna inside, and the transformation was nothing short of miraculous. The scared, grieving dog who once cowered in the corner had blossomed into a confident, loving companion who rarely left Maya's side. Every morning now started the same beautiful way. Maya would wake up to find Luna pressed against her back, providing warmth and comfort through the night. It had become their special ritual. Luna no longer slept at the foot of the bed or kept her distance. She had claimed her spot right next to Maya, finally feeling secure enough to let her guard down completely while they both slept. Maya often smiled at how this simple routine had become the best part of her day. There was something incredibly peaceful about waking up with Luna's steady breathing beside her, knowing that this once broken dog now trusted her completely. It was better than any alarm clock, and certainly more comforting than waking up alone. Luna had developed her own special ways of showing love and gratitude. Every single morning, without fail, she would bring Maya her favorite squeaky toy, a little yellow duck that had somehow survived all her play sessions. She would carry it gently in her mouth and place it right next to Maya's pillow, as if offering the most precious gift she could give. When Maya came home from work, Luna would be waiting by the door, tail wagging with pure joy. It didn't matter. If Maya had been gone for 8 hours or just 20 minutes, Luna greeted her the same way every time, as if she was the most important person in the world. But Luna hadn't just learned to love Maya, she had appointed herself as Maya's personal guardian. She was always alert to sounds in the hallway, ready to protect their home. When someone knocked on the door, Luna would position herself between Maya and the visitor, not aggressive, but watchful. When they went on walks, Luna stayed close to Maya's side, her eyes constantly scanning for anything that might pose a threat. Maya loved watching Luna's personality shine through more each day. The dog who had once been afraid of everything now had favorite spots in every room, favorite toys, and even favorite television shows. She seemed to particularly enjoy nature documentaries, tilting her head with interest whenever animals appeared on screen. Luna had also become Maya's emotional support in ways Maya never expected. On tough days at work, when Maya felt stressed or sad, Luna seemed to sense it immediately. She would bring Maya her toys, rest her head on Maya's lap, or simply stay close by until Maya felt better. It was like having a furry therapist who always knew exactly what was needed. The most amazing thing was how Luna had learned to trust again without losing her caring nature. She remained gentle with everyone she met, though she was still somewhat shy around strangers. Children especially seemed to bring out her protective instincts. She would watch them carefully but kindly, as if remembering her role as the guardian of her original pack. Maya's friends and family were amazed by the transformation in both of them. Maya had always been somewhat reserved and independent, but having Luna had brought out a nurturing, patient side that surprised everyone. Meanwhile, Luna went from being a traumatized stray to a well-mannered, loving house dog who seemed to understand that she had found her forever home. Their evening routine had become sacred to both of them. Maya would settle into bed with a book, and Luna would jump up without hesitation, circling 3 times before nestling against Maya's back or side. The position changed slightly from night to night, but Luna always made sure they were touching. It was as if she needed to feel Maya's presence to truly relax and feel safe. Sometimes Maya would talk to Luna about her day, telling her about work problems or weekend plans. Luna would listen with those expressive brown eyes, occasionally tilting her head as if she understood every word. Maya was convinced that Luna really did understand, at least the emotions behind the words. The neighborhood had changed for both of them, too. People who walked by their apartment would often stop to pet Luna and chat with Maya. Luna had become something of a local celebrity, the rescue dog who had found her perfect match. Other dog owners would ask Maya for advice about helping traumatized pets, and Maya was always happy to share what she had learned about patience and unconditional love. Maya often thought about Luna's original pack and felt sad that they couldn't see how well Luna was doing now. She liked to imagine that somehow, somewhere, they knew their beloved pack member had found safety and love. Luna had honored their memory by learning to love again, and Maya felt honored to be the recipient of that love. The greatest gift Luna had given Maya was showing her what unconditional loyalty looked like. No matter what kind of day Maya had, no matter how grumpy or tired she was when she came home, Luna was always happy to see her. It was pure, simple love with no strings attached. In return, Maya had given Luna something she thought she had lost forever. A family. Not the same kind of family as her original pack, but a family nonetheless. A place where she was safe, loved, and valued for exactly who she was. Every night, as they settled into bed together, Maya would whisper the same thing to Luna. "Sweet dreams, my girl. You're home now." And Luna, pressed trustingly against Maya's back, would let out a contented sigh that seemed to say, "I know. Thank you for saving me." They had saved each other, really. Luna had needed a new pack after losing everything she knew, while Maya had discovered she needed the unconditional love and companionship that only a rescued animal could provide. In finding each other, they had both found exactly what they needed to feel whole again. Their story was proof that sometimes the most beautiful relationships grow from the deepest pain, and that love really can heal even the most broken hearts. Luna had lost her pack, but in return she had gained something even more precious, a human who understood that the greatest love comes from the deepest loss, and who was willing to be patient while a broken heart learned to trust again. Now, every night, nestled safely against Maya's back, Luna slept peacefully, knowing she would never be alone again.